What's going on, everybody? Talscape here. Today's story is about the time when I was so high and obnoxious that I ended up really pissing off this mom. I had this friend back in high school that was pretty much my sister. We hung out damn near every day at one point. This friend had a boyfriend, and I'm not entirely sure how she met this guy or why she decided to date him, but this guy was the biggest dick to her. None of her friends or family really liked this guy, and I actually hated this side of him. But one day, my friend, her boyfriend, and a few other friends all met up to smoke. We were driving around town looking for weed for a while, like chickens with their heads cut off, when finally we ended up getting a sack. When the asshole boyfriend went back in the car, he did what every douchebag with low-grade weed does, and he started making outrageous claims like the weed that we were about to smoke was the best in town. Of course, like every dysfunctional couple, it didn't take long for them being in the same car together to start arguing about something, which made the three other people in the car extremely uncomfortable. But just as soon as the argument started, it ended, because it's pretty hard to argue with a dumbass. We got over to this house that was owned by this guy we were smoking with. Him and his dad exchanged a few harsh words, then we went downstairs to smoke. And although I stand by the opinion that douchebags really hype up their weed, I gotta say, this was actually pretty good. We passed around the bong for a bit, then it went to my friend, who told everyone that she was good and didn't want to smoke anymore, which caused all the other people in the room, besides myself, to start pressuring her. Even her shitty boyfriend that was laughing in the corner and telling her to take another hit. This was my first time experiencing this type of situation. I usually either smoke by myself or with a group of people that I trust and that don't try to get me to push the envelope. I've had friends joke around with me about one more hit, but when I told them that I was good, they let it be. But not these guys. They were really pressuring her to smoke, and they weren't gonna take no for an answer. Out of nowhere, I got heated and told them, hey, if she doesn't want to take another hit, just let her be. Which the guy whose house we were smoking at responded, look, it's just a game. Everyone here does it. The thought that this was a game to them made me more mad. Personally, I've smoked as much weed as I feel comfortable with, and I'm not gonna let you guys push me, I told him. And that's okay. Your first time, we always want people to have a good first impression when smoking with us, he retorted. So what if it wasn't my first time? Are you going to force me to smoke more? At that, the atmosphere in the room got very tense, and nobody had anything else to say on the matter. A little later, I looked at my friend, who was clearly not having a good time. I looked over at her boyfriend, who was playing video games and hadn't acknowledged his girlfriend since we started smoking hours ago. I knew it bothered her that her boyfriend always got high and ignored her. Want to go back to your place? I asked her. No, I'm good, she said, depressed. You sure? I'm about to leave in a few minutes. I pressed her. She told me that she was fine, and I left to go back to her boyfriend's place and grab my stuff. When I got there, I just walked in. I figured it was somewhat late, and I didn't want to be intrusive, but I also didn't want to wake anybody up. But when I opened the door, his mom was just standing there oddly. I just need to grab my coat and told her I hardly see my son anymore. He's always out and about getting high, playing his stupid games. I'm not sure why she was telling me this, but when I heard the way she said playing his stupid games, it hit me hard. Now, she probably was talking about the video game, but because I was so high, I thought about how the boyfriend's friend referred to the game. It hit me. I'm part of the game. That girl's so sweet. I don't know why she's always wasting her time with him. When I heard that, I felt like saying, yeah, your son's a piece of shit. But instead I said, she really is a nice girl. After that, I stood there for a minute, and I didn't know why. I just stood there awkwardly thinking to myself, damn, I'm high. Then she interrupted my train of thought and asked if I would like a ride home. Oh shit, I'm still here, I thought to myself. That'd be great, I told her. As she was driving me home, she kept telling me things, almost like a lecture. At that point, I knew she knew I was high, but I kept thinking to myself, why is this lady telling me all this personal shit? I don't know this lady. I told her that I lived next to this restaurant called Taco John's, but when we drove past this street, I said, oh shit, we just missed our turn. She looked at me annoyed. We haven't even passed Taco John's yet. Then she turned at Taco John's. As she kept driving, I tried to think about how far away we were when I realized that we passed my street. We passed it a few blocks ago, I told her. She looked at me very pissed off, then went around the block and dropped me off at my place. My guess is that this lady absolutely hates weed, and dealing with me high was the last straw for her. That's all for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to Talscape for new content every 4 to 5 days. Until next time.